Shadow on the track. Let's get it. I'm a rock star type nigga, fucks bad bitches. See me in the drop cause I stay.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Double A Hef and my co-host Q Fusion. Let him know what's up, Mike.
Shit. Oh man, that's that COVID coming up from behind me. Yo, wow.
That's a huge AO.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. We did a sound bite.
What I want to do is make sure. Yeah, I know there should be a good one. I'll find it.
Hey.
I shall find it. But yeah, guys, welcome. Oh man, give me that. That's right. Give her that nutty. Anywho, welcome back to another episode with your boys here at Moss Media Podcast. This is the Moss Media Network, where we bring you the most unfiltered, unparalleled, unfathomable misogyny that you could possibly ask for. Something. Oh my God, man! One of these days, I'm just gonna let it stick and let them say what they will. But anyway, in the meantime, before that day comes, let us get to you. You guys are the ones that have brought us to this illustrious point that we are at today, where we can give you another brand new episode. This is your boy Q Fusion at Q Fusion Reacts with my co-host Double A Hef. And today's topic, guys, in 2022, what we have found is that there is a glaringly large disconnect between what men want and what females want. The difference is that I would believe, because of TikTok, and I would argue because of TikTok and most of these social media platforms, it is very clear what women want, right? And then because of the fact that men are the hunters, right? We are the ones that are the pursuers. We have a very good understanding relatively of what a woman wants. Now, the argument as to whether or not we provide those things, well, that just turns into whether or not she is the right one. But I digress. So, with that being said, the conversation topic today is, why is there such a big disconnect between the understanding of what men want and what women want? And I believe I wanted to broach this to my co-host to be able to have this conversation where we have this, open-hearted, illustrious, I should keep saying illustrious, open dialogue about what it is that men really want and whether or not females in 2022 really understand.
Well, so, what I can say
go ahead.
To that is, I'm curious to see what this video is about, to be honest with you, because I already have a thought on the question, but I'd rather get into the video. That way the audience gets to see as well. I'm sure they're curious to see what this video is going to be about. So let's roll the clip and get into this.
All right, awesome. So I'm gonna let this podcast go. This is the Fresh and Fit podcast. If you guys are not aware of what the Fresh and Fit podcast is, it is a self-proclaimed men improvement podcast where they talk about money, finances. Let me finish. You can have your viewpoint on what the Fresh and Podcast is. We're trying to get through the video.
Hold on,
this is what they are. This is what they proclaim to be. I'm simply just telling what the people are, what they are, and what they proclaim to be. Whether or not they are actually, whether or not they. If you're gonna cut me before I could just give them a synopsis.
No, I'm not talking about them. I'm cutting you off to say this. People say that you and I are an echo chamber, but clearly we have very contrasting views when it comes to Fresh and Fit.
You couldn't let me finish just before you could say that?
No, for all the haters out there, it's like, you guys are all the same and stuff like that. No, me and Mike, or Mike and I, not just Fresh and Fit. There's many things. There's many things. But Fresh and Fit is at the top of the list.
And I think, well, first, let me just finish the description of this podcast. Yes, this podcast made a huge meteoric rise over the last year and a half. What they usually do is what they'll have is a panel of girls from all different educational backgrounds. A lot of people will argue that they bring on bimbos. I watch the podcast. I am a fan of the podcast because I think it's cool that they, are able to sort of say these truths that a lot of men really skirt tail because they know that they're not going to be able to get cheeks if they say some of these different things. How they go about it, to each their own. But I think it's really cool to see how a lot of these entitled women sort of approach the truth when it's being told to their faces, right? So this is one of those episodes where they're going over a particular type of topic, where they're essentially trying to get to the I want to say the main point, which is, do women really understand what men want, and frankly, do they care, right? And I think that was really highlighted in this video, which is why I wanted to bring it to you guys, so that way you can let me know what you think. Any thoughts before I start the video?
No, I don't want to spoil the surprise. Let's go.
All right, awesome. Here we go. Let me turn down this background music so that way. All right, so there's nothing there. And let's begin.
I know.
The question is, what would you do to keep? What would you advise your daughter?
You said make it larger.
To keep a high value man.
Yeah.
Bro, have your own, bro. Like,
have your own.
Really
listen to some of these answers, guys.
Really, like, on God, like, bro, like, have your own shit on God. Like,
I've been saying that for years. So
you can only do better for yourself. You can only do better for yourself, bro. At the end of the day, like, at the end of the day, all you have is who, what, you, right? That's all you got.
The question isn't about. The question is how you keep the guy. Stop it.
Oh God.
What the?
On God, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
On God and sorry, not sorry. What about you? What would you advise your daughter to keep a high value man?
Real fast, please. Real fast. First and foremost, let me just make this clear. Obviously, Fresh and Fit, I'm sure many of those girls are younger than me. I'm not old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my early 30s. But just the way she's speaking is a whole turn off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care what she looks like. If she stood up and had the badonka doinky,
yeah,
I would not be with it just by the way she talks. Period. Point blank. It's already over. So, ladies, well, actually, the ladies want to be speaking like that. Girls, chicks abroad, take it from me. Real men aren't interested in hearing you sound like that. I mean, at least from my perspective. I don't know. Mike might be into that shit. I don't know.
No, not one bit. Not one bit. Not one bit, man. Not one bit, man.
Yeah. That was nasty.
But I think the thing is, I want our listeners to listen closely, right, to what's going on. The question is how would you bring your daughter up to essentially secure the man that she wants, right? The guy that they're all looking for, the guy that's going to take care of them. Not even say take care of them, the guy that's going to provide them the values that they hold dear, right? How are they going to basically coach their daughters in order to secure that man? And listen to the answers that these women are providing you.
Hold on. But before you even start resume the video, let's just look at these. Again, I'm not going to say women. I'm not going to say ladies. Let's look at these girls, and this on the screen, starting with the first one from your boy. I forget his name. Mahmoud. What's his name?
Myron.
All right. So starting from Myron, which is on the left, we got Big Titty McGee. All right, and she's letting it all hang out. She's letting it be known. Hey, you know what? Hey, fuck it, right? You got it. You're in Miami. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get in somewhere for free. That's what you're going to do. But, again, I take you seriously. No, I don't, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I'll smash it and dash it. And then it looks like she's wearing some leggings underneath. The other one looks like she could be at a fucking bus terminal. She ran away from home from Minnesota probably about like 8 years ago. And then she just, I'm surprised she don't got no damn tattoos, to be honest with you. The way she's talking, the way she's looking. The next one, she barely got clothes on. I could barely see it, but I could tell she barely got clothes on. And the one after her, but again, like she makes big boobs. McGee look like fucking small boobs, McGee. And then it kind of just like gets worse and worse as we go. Mm-hmm. So again, guys, look at who we are having this discussion with. Look at the representation that the opposite sex is putting forth and signing off on, because women back this shit.
All right.
To keep a high value man, I feel like you need to be high value yourself.
Exactly.
Don't be a leech.
Have your own, bro.
Yeah, like don't be a leech.
That's it. Like
Don't be a leech.
Yeah, I feel like men,
exactly.
if they see you leeching off them,
Exactly.
they
That's
don't want
unattractive.
That. Yeah,
Clearly.
it's
Hold
unattractive.
on. You had your turn. Let her speak,
Sorry.
please.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, I agree with what she's saying though.
Oh, yo, Mike, do me a favor. Turn that master volume for that video down just a little bit, because it was popping through. Yeah, that should be all right. But yeah, no, he was like, yeah, don't cut her off. You had your turn. Yo, my man was like, hey, yo.
He's like, I need you to see this shit.
Like, you know, if you're a leech, I don't know if it's true, but myself, if a man is a leech to me, that's unattractive. So I would say it's the same in a
symmetric
world, like
symmetric attraction, right? You can. I want you guys to just take a listen to the verbiage that's being used to describe this, to answer this question.
Do you like that? Do you like having that power over them? Or
Okay.
I mean,
So don't be a leech.
Yeah.
And then what about you?
I think it's important to take your time.
She can't even speak English. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, this
Take
one as well.
Don't be too easy.
Can wait
Yeah.
for this one as well.
Yeah.
This one as well.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, he
Very
was like,
interesting.
all right.
Most of this advice wasn't necessarily about keeping a man. It was more about self-preservation, if you guys noticed that. Which is extremely destructive advice.
Independent.
And yo, this is why so many girls fail with men. So real quick, I want to ask the ladies, do you think that there's more beautiful women or high value men? We'll start here.
I'd say women.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think there's more beautiful women or high value men?
Oh,
I would say high value men, because I feel like at the same time men make
I don't know you want to.
No,
Men?
not
Or
at all.
are there more?
high value.
Yeah.
Graphically, or if you want to look.
This is the United States. Keep it simple.
But to be honest
You
with
think
you,
there's more high
no
value
one
men or
cares.
beautiful women?
There
No
are
one
more
cares.
value.
No one cares about Big Titty McGee and Big Titty McGee number 2 and fucking the bitch in the middle has. No one cares about what virtually any of these bitches got to say. To be honest with you, I don't care. I don't.
So I think we need to. What I think we need to do is utilize this as a springboard, right? Because am I saying this is what the average woman thinks? Obviously, I can't make the overall consensus to say that this is what the average woman looks like, right? What I can say though is that these talking points, I mean, I've been on the dating market for a while now. It's not about the types of women. Oh, you want, because bro, I've dated women with doctorate's degrees. I've dated women with bachelor's degrees. I've dated women with that only went to finish college, got their GEDs, right? A lot of the shit that they're talking about, it is not uncommon to hear women talk purely about self-preservation.
Well, of course, that's
right?
innate within them.
Right, but that's the thing, right? But when you ask them what do men want, they continually utilize their own lens, their own perspective.
Well, hold on. Did he ask them that question?
As far as what?
No, did he ask them like what do men
question?
want?
This is what I was trying to display with this conversation, but I know you're saying you don't care what they have to say.
No. I'm asking, did he ask them? Because
no, what I'm trying to say is that what he's trying to, these two individuals, Fresh and Myron, that they're trying to do with this conversation is it's leading into showcasing that women have absolutely no idea what men want in 2022, nor, which is even worse, nor do a lot of women actually even care to know what men actually want.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why should they?
That's not the question.
No, I'm asking you that question. Like, why should they?
I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying they should. But what I would actually, you know what? I'll even take it another step farther. If you're gonna play the game of, there's no good men out there, there's no why am I always single? Why am I always this? If you're going to play that card continually, Well, you have to ask yourself the question: are the things that I'm asking for, or the things that I think men want, are they what they want, or am I projecting my wants, thinking that men and women are symmetrically attracted to the same things?
Yeah, well, look, I agree with you. I just asked the question just so that the audience understands exactly what we're discussing, because he did not make that question clear, and I don't think that we did a great job of making it clear.
I'm not saying he asked the question. What I started off with this.
No, he's leading. He's leading towards it. I get that.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's trying to outright ask that question, right? This was my interpretation of the conversation, and towards the end, they got to that final point where it's like, hey, look, guys, this is exactly what we've been talking about this whole time. Women on a balance of probabilities do not care what men really want. They're only looking for their traits, what they think guys want, based upon what they want. And if it's not that if you give a girl what you want, it's automatically brought with shaming language. You're being, told that you're a misogynist. You're being told that you're a chauvinist. You're being told you're all these different shaming language tools in order to chastise you from being able to tell the truth about what you actually want in today's age. Yeah. That was what I was trying to showcase. I mean, as the conversation goes on, you start to see when they actually ask them back, like, okay, so what do men really want then? When they actually give them the end, which is scary because these are the women that are saying that they're looking for a certain type of guy. The fact that they don't have at least four things that make sense on the balance of probabilities that men would probably want. The fact that they can't even provide that answer, and they go back into things that they need: security, independence. I want him to be, I want her. I think she would want a girl that's, intelligent. Nothing about not being a hoe. Nothing about being, not abrasive. Nothing about being feminine. Nothing about being, submissive to a degree. Nothing about having wifely, motherly traits. None of those things came up in this conversation, and that's what I was trying to highlight through course of these talking points that they brought up. But and it's very clear. I want to see if I can get one just so we can get to the crux of this, where he breaks this down. Okay, so let's do this.
You guys think I'm kidding around when I say women get the privilege of not knowing what men want, but men have to know what women want if we want to deal with them?
Having these tools really helps me save time and work more efficiently when I am multitasking, specifically when I'm switching between
opposite gender. This is a perfect example of that. With men, to attract women, you must know what the hell they want. Not only do you have to know what they want, you have to know how they think, you have to know how they move, etc. Because you need to be able to learn how to be charming, how to be attractive, all these things to get the opposite gender. Women, however, though, have the privilege of being able to say a bunch of things that are incorrect, no offense, as to what it takes to keep a guy, and they still get male attention. And it just it's crazy to me. So
for sex.
Well, actually, it's not that
we
crazy.
get male attention for sex, so we don't really.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying he said it's crazy to him, but it's really not that crazy. I'm not sure. I don't watch him, so I don't know if he's being facetious when he said it's crazy to him. But it's not crazy. Anyone with eyes can understand that, men are attracted to women. And it's just funny that we're having this discussion, Mike, because I didn't bring this up to you, but I wanted to do a video today on, is it the beauty or the brain? And this kind of ties into that. Like, are men attracted to the beauty or the brain? And ultimately, the beauty is what's going to start the conversation, unless you work together. And just by proxy, you're going to have that conversation, and then the brain will take over. It's like, okay, you know what, I can click with that chick, so I'll smash it. But as far as what Myra just said, it's like, dude, no, man, that's fairly easy to see. Men go to bars and clubs for chicks. Period. Every bar and every club that I ever went to, what was on my mind was, I hope the ratio's good. So again, I'm not sure. You watch it way more than I do. I don't know if he was being facetious or not when he said that. I hope not, because, dude, come on, man. Men are always, gonna fly towards women because they have what men ultimately want.
Yeah, no, I don't think he was being facetious. I think when you say it's crazy, right? I think it's just a matter, again, you have to think about, I mean, again, you don't watch the show, so I'll let you in. Like, they've interviewed a number of different girls, so it's kind of one of those things when you see it happen continually, right? And it literally happens real time. It's one thing when you know it, right? You know this is going to happen, right? You know somebody's going to answer a question like this. You know when they're going to say this. You know when they're going to say that. But then when you actually see it in 1080p, right, of these girls literally confirming, you know what I mean, thought process, things that it's not to say that it's not going to at least make you go, wow, that's shit. You know what I mean? Because women go so far to say like, no, we don't all think the same. We don't all have this. We don't know. Like they try so hard to make it seem as though that their viewpoints are special and coming from a place of some semblance of ingenuity. When in all actuality, a lot of women, just like the ones on the panel and the ones that I've come across, and again, I work in Fortune 500 companies, right? They're not saying anything that women that are working in dubious careers don't go walking around talking about with a bottle of wine and with a glass of wine in their hands on girls' night. These viewpoints where they're literally just doing an echo chamber, where they say we do an echo chamber. There's an echo chamber of literally just bad advice that goes around amongst these circles, and one of them is to say that, hey, no, girl, if you're not smart, if you're not this, if you're not that, the beauty and the brains thing. Oh no, he's gonna want your brains for your beauty. Mm-hmm. What? But like how do we get to this point now in this human history where something as simple as you have to be at least attracted to the person primarily on some level to be able to even entertain a conversation. If you're ugly, I don't give a fuck what your viewpoint is. I don't give a fuck what your personality is, right? I don't give a fuck what you have to say, right? Unless you're someone that I have to have a conversation with. If I'm looking for someone to date and you're somebody that's not attracted to my eye, I really don't care about what else you have going for you, right? I'm not saying you have to be a 10, but I'm saying if you're not at least a 5, like, what are we doing here? Like why are we talking?
Yeah,
and it's the same thing with women. And that's the thing that it's crazy to me. Women will have the same benchmark at least, where it's like there's got to be some but the difference between us and them is that at least if you're not uber attractive, but you have charm, game, some type of swagger about you, you dress well, you smell well, you have a good solid you have good confidence, you have redeeming factors about you, women will entertain you, right? But on the other hand, if you are not attractive, I'm sorry, it's tough sledding for you. Like, thank you, but no thank you, right? So I always just find it funny when women disqualify men on the simplest thing. Oh, his toenail was hanging out. Oh, his fingernails are dirty. Oh no! But as soon as a man says that I'm not attracted to her, so I had no need to have a conversation with her. Oh my God, you're so what's the word that you're so you're so, yeah, thank you. You're so shallow. You what are you like? What do you think you are? About a beacon of perfection? Like what?
I mean,
what?
Look, man.
How do we get here?
Sorry, not sorry to burst their bubble, but like looking at this round table, starting with chick number 1, the furthest to the left. She may have the best possibility, in my opinion. But then again, like the makeup, I just see it's over accentuating all that. So I'm sure that when you wake up in the morning, it's not going to look like that. And so I definitely have to see how the body looks. The next one, no, she looks like fucking Amy Winehouse's fucking long lost daughter. And then the next two, no, because either the one with the burgundy, whatever color it is, the velvet color,
the model.
Yeah,
yep, she's a model. Yep.
Yeah, she's fake. She's a dime a dozen. I've been with and I've seen chicks like that. They have nothing going on. It's not going anywhere past the first night. And the next one, it's either you got a boob job, and if you get a boob job, then you fall into the same category as the last chick I was just talking to. And if you didn't get a boob job, that means that once you fucking in 5 to 8, 10 years, you're gonna be fat more than likely. And then the next one, she already looks like she's fucking 10 years older than everybody else. And then the other one looks like a fucking a branch from the Kardashian tree. She might have the most potential outside of the first chick. And then the other one, I can't really see her. And then the last one, the one I can barely speak English, we know how they do. She's just happy to be in America.
I'm dead. Yeah, no, I really could care less about rating these girls. But I think it's actually interesting the ratings that you gave, because in the beginning of the show they had sort of everybody rated everybody, right? And what you saw was another talking point as far as how women are very careful to step on other women's toes, in order to make sure that they don't disrespect anybody. And it was kind of cringy how you literally saw like they did everything they could to not give them a critique, utilizing the excuse like, oh, I don't know her, why would I, why would I?
Exactly.
But it's just
inner beauty, but
yeah,
they know it's all based off what they see. They know it, but then yet they're gonna try to play off it's about the inner beauty. We're all a Disney princess in our own right. Yeah, okay, Mulan, sit down.
Yo. But this conversation was interesting.
But here's the thing though, you still get the male attention in the first place, is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to understand the opposite gender to deal with the opposite gender, like to get them to be attracted to you. We do though.
We do have to understand you guys in order to be in a relationship. But since you
said attract,
of course, we don't need to know. All we got to do is look good for sex. Now, when it comes to relationship, we need to understand what you guys want.
And my argument is that a lot of you guys gave incorrect things on how to understand a man. That's my point. A lot of it was get your own money, be independent. You said get your own money, get a house. That doesn't help the guy at all. You were saying, I think, make value for yourself.
I'm giving him some.
Huh? And then you said don't depend on them, be on your own. Basically, all you guys gave advice that would benefit you, but not necessarily the man. And my argument is,
you have to work on yourself in order to.
Well, if the guy's attractive and can get other girls, why is he going to sit there and be like, oh, this girl only cares about herself? Fuck this shit, I'm going to go get another girl.
Exactly.
Especially when beauty's common. That's what I'm trying to say. So to keep a guy, ladies, you got to be submissive. You got to follow his rules.
Look at their faces.
Not be a hoe. See, look at you laughing. I'm telling you what men want.
Look at their faces.
But see,
it's
morality.
There we go. There we go.
So no. This is one of the rare occasions.
But see, this is why I wanted to play this. But go ahead.
Yeah,
please.
I'm happy because this is one of the rare occasions that Myron is actually speaking to hot fire, and I agree with him. At the end of the day, and again, and this is what Kevin Samuels said too. Hey. Like, he wasn't saying it to be a jerk off. He was just saying it. And then he also said, hey, I don't give a fuck. Die alone. Because that's your options. That's your fucking options. Either you fucking do what the hell Myron just said, or you die alone. Because, look, we could do the numbers game. We could do what the basic what men want. All right. Men want women, like Myron just said, are going to be submissive. Does that mean like a goddamn slave? No, it just means be submissive. Understand like her role as a woman and your role as a man, where one ends and the other one begins, and also how to be a wife. That role, like a good team. Good teams have players that understand their roles and excel in said roles. You got these chicks up here like, doing all the beatbox and shit, and it's like, hey, I really could care less. I don't give a fuck because, like I said, I already gave them all rankings, and then like, hey, you want to be alone? Be the fuck alone. I know how you're gonna wind up, or I'm not alone, but I'm a guy who's probably cheating on me, or I'm with a guy that fucking runs trains on me with his fucking best friends because man, I got stories, man. So like it happens, man. It happens, and it happens way more often than people would like to, say that it does. So no, look, any women out there watching, when Myron said what he said, if you had a similar reaction to these chicks on this fucking panel, then you need to stop this video right now. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself a few key questions. What do I want out of life? And how am I going to get there? Because the first question, the answer may be, you know what? I want to go as far as I can on my own and make my own empire. Hey, by all means, be the next fucking Suzanne, quote unquote, Rockefeller. Knock yourself out. Or you might say, you know what? I want to be happy. I want to have a family. I want to recreate what I grew up in.
Which most do.
And then if you can establish that, then what you can do from that point is say, okay, well, I have a clear goal in mind, right? And this is corporate cliche 101. But once you have the goal, then you have to track it. So where are you now from the goal? And then once you find out how far away you are, then what are you going to do to close the gap? And unfortunately, a lot of women, instead of having that mindset and that approach, they have the mindset and approach of these chicks on this panel, where it's very just dismissive and disrespectful to a certain point. Because at the end of the day, he didn't have to invite them on that panel. You know, he doesn't have to, you know, try to help. What he's doing is help them. Little do they know, he's offering them great advice that normally you'd have to pay a psychic for. Because that's what women do. Women love psychics. They turn fucking 38, and now all of a sudden they have a psychic that they go see every fucking week, or every other week, or every month. You know what I mean? Like, come on, you know. So it's sad. It's pathetic, to be honest with you, man.
No, you know what? I had a girl that I talked to from like so however long ago. You know, I'm not gonna give timetable, but I brought up the word submissive, and her automatic knee-jerk reaction to me saying that was, oh yeah, you just, you know, I forgot you want women that, oh sorry, because women have no value. I forgot you. I'm like, no, bruh, last time I ever talked to her, but before I basically ran her through the mud, I basically let her know. I was like, bruh, I have 3 sisters, a mother that I am extremely close to. For you to think, right, and this is again, this is a men's podcast, but like the utter gall of women when a man says that I want a woman that's submissive, the automatic I don't know, sadistic nature that a lot of you guys are like, the shit that you guys have dealt with, the trauma or whatever, the types of men that you've been with, the fact that a word in the Bible that has made it, you know, has been literally warped into some like sadistic BDSM weird ass dynamic to where it's now the thought process is, oh, you want a woman that's just, you know, on a ball and chain, you know, that you're dragging her across the. I am like, it literally made my blood boil when she made that comment. You know what I mean? Because it's like, bro, like I simply say what men mostly want on a balance of probabilities. I just want a woman that is not going to give me a headache, submit, understand that I am the leader of this relationship, right? Understand that I have a path, I have a goal for this relationship, and automatically her thought process is, oh yeah. No, I forgot. You wanted a woman thinking that it's a funny joke, saying that, oh, you know, I just want to. Women have no value. That is unbelievable to cast that type of aspersion, jokingly or not, on a guy again with 3 sisters that he loves, admires, respects, a mother that he adores. To say that women that has lit like to and she knew this. It's not like something where she didn't know that this was my background. She knew this. She knew that I have an autistic older sister, right? That I literally am like will die for. And the fact that her thought process of, oh yeah, I just want a woman to submit, means that I think that lowly of women. It literally, bro, if I could have had a Rick James moment, bro, I was just like if there was misogyny boiling in my bones at some point, I had it just for her. Like I was just like, yo, you are warped, bro. And then so I gave her a long message and I read her rights, right? And then I basically, you know what I'm saying, she answered back saying, in typical fashion, oh well, no, I definitely was. It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I don't care.
Sleight of hand. It's just a, you know, I didn't, you know, I made another comment before that, but you know, that's not what I meant. Blah blah.
I wouldn't have read it.
I never answered her again, and I never answered her again, because you need to. They need to understand that there are consequences to just running around talking stupid.
Yeah, think before you speak. These are pretty basic things.
Stupid. Like to think that we've had relations. So what does that say about you? That you laid down with a dude that thought that way of women.
Yeah, right.
Jokingly or not, like I wouldn't even fix my lips to make a comment like that on the inverse. Yeah. So to think that she was that comfortable enough to make that type of joke at that particular moment just said too much about her, to where I was like, yeah, this is a no-fly zone. So that's why when I think this video, what I'm trying to help illustrate for our male viewers, is that yes, Miami is a whole nother animal. There's a whole nother type of game that goes on in Miami. But understand, the hardware might be different, but the software is the same.
Oh, of course.
A lot on a balance of probabilities. A lot of these women, right? They were summa cum laude. They were all these different things. A lot of these women graduated with honors, and yet they still dress like this. Which, hey, look, it's 2022. Y'all gonna dress heathenly if you want, but this is how they want to choose to portray themselves. And when the man simply tells you, because you're sitting there telling them, oh, well, okay, so tell us what men want then. He tells you, and the first word that comes out of his mouth, you automatically jump to rolling your eyes, sucking your teeth, and throwing shame in language. No, that's what you want. That's what you want. But with Aaron, what you may not know is that if you were to watch this episode, this girl right here, the reason why she's able to be so forthright in her conviction is because she's dealing with a low-value dude that actually allowed her to dictate terms of a relationship to where it's an open relationship where both sides can quote unquote do what they want.
Oh, so she's the idiot. You know what I'm saying? At first I was like, it sounds like he's the simp, but no, it sounds like he's basically a pimp. He's like, yeah. I mean,
that's the thing. And that's the thing. That's the beauty thing about it. Because when they were like, oh, yeah, so you're just catching D everywhere. Because she wanted to make it seem as though she was on some like, oh, yeah, no. When he asked her, oh, who dictated that? She was like, oh, yeah, no, I did. I put the rules in place. But it's like, well, when they then pressed you and said, oh, so damn, she's getting dick everywhere. No. She like continually will vehemently disagree with that. She's not out here being open on that end. Right. Yeah. But she wanted to stake her flag so quickly to be able to say, oh yeah, I control that dynamic of our relationship, which already told me this is why she reacted like this. Down the line, it made complete sense. It was like, oh, because she's dealing with a dude that she can tell what to do.
Yeah, but no. So I don't agree. You know that she could tell him what to do. What I think. And again, what you're saying,
no right-faring man is gonna want to.
No. Hold on.
It's gonna allow their woman to dictate
hold on. And what you're saying definitely be true, and what I'm about to say could definitely be true, because what you just said is one way of looking at the scenario. Now, again, all we have is her testimony to go off of. But with that being said, I see what you said, and I also believe he could be the type of guy that's like, you know what? I'll tell that bitch what the fuck she want to hear. I got money, I got bread, I got speedboats. I live in Miami. I'll do my thing here in an open relationship. I don't value her anyway. She just, you know how many of those I got? You know how many girls that I tell that and they run around thinking that? I don't care. Because when I cut them off, I cut them off. Just like the last time I cut off. Like real men of real value and power, like they be living down in Miami, like in Scarface, where they got fucking boats and fucking houses and fucking they walk out their fucking backyard to their boats. Mm-hmm. No, they could say, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, we're in an open relationship. Because I don't give a fuck. Because like you said, no real man is gonna allow his woman. So then if he's allowing that to happen, it's either she's not a real woman in his eyes, or he's not a real man. So that's what I'm saying. What you saying could be true, and what I just said could be true.
But that's the thing, right? I watched this episode, right? They already asked her the qualified questions about whether or not who's the breadwinner in the relationship.
They asked the woman.
Yeah, who's the breadwinner in the relationship? Like, who makes more? Mm-hmm. And it's not a case where he's running around with boats and hoes. Because what you're saying, yes, I agree with actually what you're saying. Yeah, what's going to happen is that she's going to be deemed for the streets, right? Oh, yeah. She's going to be deemed as a concubine. She's not going to be dealt as a woman that deserves a relationship. So that's what she's going to do. He's going to put her in a recreational use only, and he's going to allow for her to make those comments. Oh, yeah, well, how about this? Let's I'll be, you do what you want, and I'll do, what I want. Mm-hmm. If it was the scenario that you're talking about, where he was a man of high value, where he had the boats and hoes and he had the yachts and all that, you're absolutely right. He's basically just teetering to her ego, so that way he can continue to get what he wants, which is the cheeks, and then he can then move on and to the other girls that he's also clapping cheeks with, right? Yep. But also too, like you said, we are going off her word, but from what she broadcasted, because she tried to act like she would give something about a relationship, and then she was like, oh well, I don't want to get too much into this and that. She made a couple of comments throughout the course of the conversation where it was that the man is the one that is. I'm sorry, that she is either at the same level financially or a little bit higher than her man.
No,
that was where she made.
So let me stop you right there. And you're quoting you said. I didn't see it. But what I will tell you right now is, just based off knowing women, this is real simple. It's either they make more than you or you make more than them in their eyes. Because let a woman make $1 more than the man that she's quote unquote with, you'll never hit the end of it. So there's no like, oh, we make it around just about no. Because women don't go on that grade, on that scale. It's either he makes more than me or I make more than him. And if she made more than him, she would have said it. Or she would have said, I don't have a man. Because she would have been like, I'm with a broke dude. I'm not going to be on Fresh and Fit talking about I make more than my man. That's how women think.
No, not if they're trying to show off on a podcast to dispel the theory that they're talking about, which is that most women won't settle with the guy that makes less than them.
Yeah, but then she would have said, I make more.
But that's what I'm saying. But
she didn't say that.
This is one aspect of the conversation. You didn't watch the whole episode.
No, but you said, I'm going off what you said.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, throughout the course of the conversation, that was again, like we're going off of what she's saying, right? So it could be subjective.
Which I don't believe. Of course.
Okay, but at the end of the day, right? That's all you can go off.
No. What I know is if a woman makes more than her man, she will say it.
I could be misquoted. I'm not saying she said verbatim equal or more. I'm not saying that she said that verbatim.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Women won't say that. They're not going to say equal or more.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I did not quoting her verbatim. So she may not have
she said that shit, nigga. She done said it.
I don't. Hey,
she said it.
Hey, regardless.
I heard her say she said it. She said it.
Anyway, so that is something that I think we need to take heed to throughout the course of this conversation. Because honestly, guys, we're playing this conversation for you guys to be able to see. Just it's like this is the remnants of social media. If I was to get on and somebody saw a meme and said, "What do men want in women?" and I was to write submissive, feminine, friendly, this is the reaction I'm getting.
Okay, you shouldn't want to be.
They won't even let me finish.
Okay,
this is crazy. This is crazy.
So someone asked the question, "What do men want?" He's answering the question.
Go ahead.
But yet still, y'all are laughing, making mockery, and it's like he's telling you what majority of men will definitely want. They won't tell it to your face because they lie to you. Say,
"Oh, you know the scary part.
You're good by yourself. You're independent. I love that." They're lying to you. Here's what men really want. Go ahead.
Don't be a hoe. Don't be loud. Don't be obnoxious. Don't embarrass him.
Look at their
Be
faces.
submissive. Cook for him. Give him sex. Keep the place clean. Be a dutiful girlfriend. That will lead to you being a good mom.
Look at her face.
Okay.
She's looking around,
man.
She's looking around. She's like looking around. She's like, do you guys? This was like one of the biggest boss babes too, by the way. Just so that way you're get a little. She didn't really speak much.
You can look at her.
This girl, she didn't really. I can give you a run now. This one pretty much soaked a lot of the stuff in that they said. She was pretty good about it. Yeah, this one,
of course,
low-key disrespectful. This one was low-key disrespectful. Kept on interjecting unneedingly. This one had a very high sense of self. Her sense of self, value was exuberantly high, which is not uncommon. But she was based, right? She had a good understanding about what traditional roles really meant, and if you ask for something, you have to be prepared for what that might come with. This one didn't speak much, but she understood and nodded along. This one was a huge contrarian. All she did was go back and forth. Right now she's tame, but in the beginning of the conversation, it was a lot. These two right here, and then obviously this one doesn't really speak English, so it was rough for her. So it was tough sledding.
Don't give him a headache.
Wifey 101.
But the thing is that see,
in Colombia, women understand this. They're feminine, they praise their man, and the man takes care of them fully. Over here, it's like, I'm independent. I don't need no man. But you know what? I want a man. Wait a minute. He doesn't want this, but I'm independent. I'm a boss, babe. It don't match up.
Okay.
We're just saying, look, if you want a man of standard, man of value, a traditional man, guess what? He wants a traditional woman. Women today are kind of like independent, so they don't need a man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you ladies a question. If we're walking down the street and you see an old lady with some grocery bags and she's struggling, what are you going to do?
Help her.
You're gonna help her carry her bags? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Why are you helping her carry her bags?
She's older. Yeah.
Okay.
If she's struggling, if I see anybody struggling, I would help them.
Yeah, okay.
If I can.
So, pretty universal, all of you guys would help the old lady with the bags? Okay, cool. Let's say you see an able-bodied man walking, and he's carrying the bags, and he's doing okay. Would you help him?
If he's not struggling, no.
Okay. Why wouldn't you help him?
He's not
Because there's a difference between somebody struggling and somebody not struggling.
Okay. Because I guess he doesn't need the help.
Answer the question.
If somebody's struggling, if he was struggling,
No, he's not
I would
struggling.
help
He's
him.
fine.
Answer the question.
He's not struggling.
So he's not. So he's strong and independent, right?
Yeah,
He doesn't
like-
need it.
Yeah, if I was
Oh, hold
carrying
on, hold
him-
on, stop.
God damn it, mate.
He said it.
Wow.
God damn.
So why do you expect a man to kind of come in and be a traditional man and help you when you're strong and independent?
But
You
you're
don't need it.
assuming that nobody said that they want that.
You literally said value yourself first,
Boom.
which typically is going to mean, like, let's be honest, working on yourself, having money, being independent. A lot of you guys gave things that dealt with financial accolades and being self-sufficient. So if you're self-sufficient, why do you expect the man to kind of come in and help you?
But I don't expect
I
that
don't expect
from
to be helped
What are you,
from my
fucking
boyfriend.
retarded? Hold on.
You literally said have a house, have money.
I don't
Like-
expect the man
Hold on, I
to
got
provide
that
that for
pause.
me.
From him.
Sorry, go ahead.
Bruh, hold on.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, man.
Yo, you know, first I want to give a great shout out to Big Mike with the music in the background. It's
You
definitely
can hear?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I love it. I love it. It's
That's what I'm
it's
talking
definitely doing the damn thing. But not
Yeah.
like yo, it's and
Sorry, my bad. Yo, my bad.
yo,
I was
yo.
thinking that in my head. I don't know why. I don't know.
That's just like out of this world. How, but you know, again, it's not anything new. Women contradict themselves all the time, and that's why you don't see me having conversations with women that aren't in my family or outside of my wife. Because the second that shit pops up, I'm done. The conversation's over. I'm walking away. Goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know you. I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? You're not cooking for me. You're not cleaning for me. You're not doing shit for me. Get the fuck out of my damn face. So, you know, again, that goes back to like, hey, they want to praise their debauchery. You know, Satan works through the woman. You know, and we know that literally from the first book in the Bible. That's who he, like, his prime target. So, you know, that what she's saying is straight from Satan's mouth. Oh, no. You know, I just said that. You wrote it down. I see you reading what you quoted me saying. Yeah, I'm going to say, no, I don't know. I never said that. I didn't mean that. Or you misinterpreted it. No, it was very clear. You know, and again, Myron's someone that I don't really see eye to eye on. See eye to eye with on many things. But on this one, he's at 1,000. Like, took his notes and he's ready. Hey, if you're single, you're independent, you're strong and all that stuff, okay, then why the hell did you need help? You don't need help. So what that means is no one's ever going to come and extend the olive branch to you. Now, again, I posed the question before. I'll pose it again. Would that being the case, does that align with how you saw your life or see your life going? Is that really what you want? And if it is, hey, knock yourself out. You know, be the quote unquote Sabrinas of the world. You know, and you know, ultimately probably die alone or wind up like an Oprah, where you have a segment. You know, which is just some partner, some lifelong partner. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, when you die, your shit's gonna go to whatever charity you write it off to, because you know, hey, you know, maybe your alma mater might name a fucking building after you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
No, I'm just saying. You know, hey,
name a building.
That's what's going on in their mind. You know, in their mind.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, legacies live on. And last time I checked, if you want something to live on, it has to be living. If you're not going to have a family and, you know, understand what it takes to have a family and maintain a family, because again, we can look at the divorce rate, we can look at the single mother rate, and not just in the quote unquote Black community, we can look at America as a whole. Obviously, it's not easy to keep a family together, especially living in the times that we're living in. You know, but if we look, you know, back in time, we see, families stayed together. You know, what's changed from then to now? You know, we say this week in and week out, all the time.
You talk. Let me grab my charger.
Yeah, it's literally like beating the hell out of a dead horse. Ultimately, fellas, and even the woman that's listening, what has come in and disrupted everything, this harmony, was Marxism. But Marxism has many legs. Think of Marxism as a spider, right? Marxism is the spider, but we all know spiders have 8 legs. So Marxism also have legs. So Marxism will be basically the body of the spider, and then you have one leg that comes out. Hey, that's feminism. You have another leg that comes out. That's environmentalism. You have another leg comes out, that's ism. You realize how all these things have the isms in it. You have another leg that comes out, that's socialism. You have another leg that comes out, that's the freaking LGBTQ plus whatever the hell you want to call it, ism. You know what I'm saying? And then it's so on and so forth. But again, it's all from the same base, which is Marxism. And all it aims to do is break down and divide us, especially divide us from the Bible or any holy scripture for that matter. I'm not going to keep it, strictly to the Bible, but any holy scripture, because all these things say basically, hey, I am. People say I am. For the most part, they're saying like I am God. I am God. I am. No, you are not. We are all built and created to serve. Women want to make a mockery of it. Like you said in your example. Oh, you want a woman that's going to serve and all sort of stuff. Look, we all are servants. Period. We all are here to serve the Most High. So if you can't even understand how you're supposed to, serve me, and I'm not even saying that like again, not with the connotation that the word serve has gathered over the years. But if you can't understand that, then you can't even serve him. So if you can't serve me or him, then I have no use for you. Period. And most men that have a rational line of thinking are going to come to that same conclusion. And it doesn't matter how good you look or how much money you make. To be quite honest with you, look, I would be totally content if I had a chick. She was a 4. Let's just say she was a 4, like a solid 4.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, I'd be content if she if she knew how to be a mother, she knew how to be loving and knew hey, just knew me.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, when he comes home, he doesn't really like to talk. I give him a space and yada. I'm gonna take care of everything else. We can have conversations. We can discuss things. But I'm not going to be overbearing with my and I'm talking about from her perspective, with her presence and like, we have to, and me.
Right. Be a headache.
Look. I've said this. I think I said it on this podcast. I'll say it again, and then I'll wrap it up so that you can get some words in. But I'd say this, and you can even ask my wife. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Right. Look, I told my wife on multiple occasions, it doesn't really matter, if you're unhappy, because ultimately what matters is my happiness. And I'm not saying that to say like, hey, I'm more important than you, but when you look at it from just the optics, I got down on one knee and I asked you to marry me. So if I'm not happy, then what will happen? I'll start to second guess my decision to fucking do all that. And then if I keep going down that path, then I'll say maybe I shouldn't have done that. And then what will happen? I'll freaking rescind that offer to you, which is a divorce, and then I'll look for someone else that better fits into what I'm looking for. So again, it's like I said, I told my wife, look, if I'm not happy, I guarantee you, no one in this family is going to be happy. I can guarantee that. Guaranteed. Period. You won't be happy. I can assure you that. And not out of spite. Like, oh, shit, I'm not happy. I'm going to make sure she's not happy. You can't be happy. If you're a fucking wife and you're a mother and your husband's not happy, you can't be happy unless you're cheating. And then if you are cheating, you're still not happy because you know deep down inside you're doing something wrong. So again, it's impossible. But it's possible for a man to be happy and a woman not to be happy. That's where the feminists will come in, right? And to that, I say this. We all have choices. And sometimes you make the wrong choice. If you think you're not happy, by all means, we live in a time and an age where you can go and see how green the grass is on the other side. But you just have to understand that it may not be greener. And you're going to have to live with that and be by that. By your peers, by your family, by anyone else of relevance or importance in your life. They may not say it to you overtly, but they'll have their thoughts and opinions about it. That's just human nature. But yeah, that's basically me summing it up there.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't. I'm coming from a Nigerian background where happiness is not really a. It really, bruh, like it's all about duty. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole like, and I'm not saying you, but like I think what the problem in the West is that there is so much. There is so much impetus on like hedonistic values. Oh, I need to be feeling. I need to feel good. I need to feel the look. If the vows have nothing to do, and I mean maybe until now because I'm not a frequent wedding goer, but if vows now have become about I promise to make you as happy as all possible for all eternity. Well, you're already dooming yourself to fail. That is not how humans are built. We are not built to be happy on a consistent basis. What you do is you strive for happiness. You strive for by doing the things that you obviously love, by surrounding yourself with people that you love, by doing those types of things. Absolutely. But it's an emotion. Emotions are fickle. We talk about this all the time. So whenever I see women that run away from marriages because they're not feeling fulfilled and not feeling happy, well, then what the fuck did you get married for in the first place? Like they got
married for reasons. Did they get married?
No. I know that it was a rhetorical question. I know the answer to this, right? But this is kind of how I look at them, right? Whenever I hear the occasional sob story of, oh yeah, I was with him for 7 years, we were married, and it's just it wasn't doing it for me anymore, and all this other stuff. I automatically have this like disgust look on my face because I'm like, so you don't think he had moments where he had issues with you? You think he was always happy?
Exactly.
Like, where is this idea that it's a constant Disney World projection where like every day must be the best day, must be the most happiest day? Like the America's idea, Western culture, I'll say, idea of marriage has become so sensationalized to the point where it's just like it's literally. I'm not going to say pointless to be married because I still do believe in marriage. I think that it's the best modicum for being able to child rear and to help develop the children that you bring into the world. I think that marriage is absolutely necessary. But this idea of marriage that is projected through the feminism warfare, where they're literally asking, like my co-host is talking about, these Marxist ideas of breaking into chaos, where you're saying no, fuck it, no, run away. If he's not making you feel good, girl, go throw that ring down and book it. Like, marriage is not about happiness, guys. I'm sorry to burst any of your bubbles that you guys may have been having. Marriage is not. If you look at people that have been married for 60 years, they hate to a degree, right? They can't stand that person. They cannot stand that person. But you know what they can stand? You know what they think is beautiful as fuck? When they see 7 generations of human beings. 7 generations of human beings, right? In my case, in my family, do you know how proud my grandmother is when she has 10 sons and daughters? Do you know how proud she is to be able to see that from her womb, hundreds of children have come as a result of her bringing those kids into the world? Mm-hmm. Do you know the mark that she's going to be able to leave on the planet simply from being able to raise these kids, from being able to, quote unquote, go through the trials and tribulations that she went through with my grandfather? Like, no, that reunion, when we get, like, bless my heart, if I get to go get it, when I get a chance to go to Nigeria, do you know how amazing that feeling is going to be when I see a whole village basically comprised from one woman? That is I don't even know if there's, like, I'm not a woman, but I can't imagine a feeling like that. Yeah. So to have this idea that, oh yeah, no, skirt tail your responsibility as a human, right? Because I get it. There are some women that say, yeah, that's not for me. That's not my road. Cool. I don't always believe in all that. I think sometimes I just think you're inherently selfish, which is fine. That's the life that you choose to live.
Yeah. That's fine. But
for the majority of women that do want to rear children and that can rear children, even the ones that can't, the beauty idea of being able to literally look out on the porch and watch as your whole family runs around and you get to see all the different connections that you've created simply from the power of your womb. I just, where does happiness come into that? I'm over it. I'm over this like, you know what I mean? Like, and I always tell the people that I date, I tell them on the probably first or second day, I'm like, hey, look, the person that I date can't know how to spell divorce.
Yeah.
I like you, like if I choose to put a ring on your finger, that is it. Like, this is not some, some Tuck Everlasting fairy tale where, I'm gonna, whisk you off your feet and make you this and make you, you're gonna be getting a bag of happiness every no. We're gonna have rough moments. And if your idea of a rough, maybe a year, a rough this, as opposed to when you said till death do us part forever, and your idea is after a year or two of unhappiness is to say, I'm checking out of forever because it's not making me happy. When we have people that depend on the structure of our relationship, oh man, you got me, I'm sweating now. You got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's hard for me to settle down out here, man, because it's this hedonistic, sensationalism to be able to say, and hubris, to be honest, like my co-host was talking about, to think that you have a guy who has options, chooses to settle for you, and you think, right, that the guys that are on his level, when you're dating, because you want to be dating a guy of value, you think he's going to want a woman who ran from her relationship, her last relationship, because it got the going got too tough. You think a man of value is going to now want you when you and you can give all the excuses you want, but men are all we all have these logical thought processes in mind. Why am I going to give you the ultimate commitment where you want my monogamy and all this, but you can't even follow some simple vows?
Yeah.
Just so you can get your Instagram moment, just so you can get your you know what I'm saying, you can get your beautiful you can get your need for attention satiated. Nah, you got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's my 2 cents on that particular, topic. It's just, I think that in this day and age, what men want has been completely droned out. It has now been subjugated to the wrong way, and what females want, what females look for, has now been subjugated to be placed as the right way. It is the only way. It is the heavenly way. So when a guy tells you he wants a woman that's simply submissive, feminine, oh no. You should want a woman that's argumentative. You should want a woman that's confrontational, because that means she has fervor. That means she's an independent woman, has a mind of her own. She's not just some limbo that's going all out
about that shit. That's the point. I know that's exactly horrible. No, but who the hell cares? I don't give a damn.
But that's what I'm saying, right? And that is what I'm saying, right? And that's how the way you're reacting is how a lot of men react when they hear the nonsense, that dribble that a lot of modern women come to you with. When you say, I want to be able to come home and not deal with the headache, okay, that a troublesome woman can bring you. I just want to be able to come home, sit down, relax, and be able to have some solace. You say something like that, oh, so you just want her to be mute? You just don't want her ever to talk? Oh my God. It's never there's never some nuance, right? It's always like, it's either got to be this or this. It's got to be one extreme or another. You either got to want a dog, or you want a woman that has no brain. If you say I'm fine with dating down, I'm as a man, I don't really care what a woman makes. I'm okay. I could date a woman that makes $40,000, $50,000 a year and be fine with it. Oh, so you want a dumb bitch that ain't got? I'm sorry. I know women that make $30,000, $40,000 that are actually a lot more worldly than some of y'all that are out here with PhDs in psychology. Y'all running around here thinking that you know it all, but let's be real. A lot of the shit that you're talking about really has no impact on human society. I'm sorry. A lot of the bullshit degrees that you guys take on, and trust me, I know them because I have one. My degree, which is why I don't work in my degree of American Studies, they are useless degrees.
Oh yeah.
A lot of y'all are coming from these useless fucking degrees that you know in your heart are not going to impact human society at all, and yet you want to showcase, which is funny to me because when you look at your Instagrams, I don't see any of y'all. I don't say any. I don't see most of y'all showing your little cap and gown and displaying your fucking what's it called? Your degree.
Your liberal arts degree.
Your piece of paper. Where, if you're so proud about your degree, no, but you'd rather be showing your ass, showing your twerk videos, but yet you want guys to value your intelligence, but yet you can't even showcase the things that showcase some semblance of intellect.
Yeah, but the degrees and intelligence aren't like, they don't go hand in hand.
No, but this is what they'll lean on to say that I have some semblance of intellect, and even then, Aaron, this is what I'm saying. But even then, even if it's wrong, even then they won't even showcase that because they know deep down.
Because they know exactly.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But like, even if they were to even do it, at least it would give me an idea to say, okay, you know what, you at least, you think you may be wrong, but at least you're in the right direction.
Well, I mean, to be
honest, I can tell you it's wrong. I can tell you it's wrong, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well then you think you get it, but this is not how you're supposed to showcase it.
Yeah, well, I mean, intelligence isn't going to be showcased through a degree anyway.
It's not, but I give points. You may I give points.
No, I don't give points off you having a degree or not. You know what I'm saying?
No, about having a degree, about showcasing it. That's what I'm talking about.
So showcasing your intelligence.
Showcasing your degree as some way of saying I have more value than just showcasing a bro. I'll take a girl posting a degree than posting some twerk half naked picture on Instagram. If she had one picture of her fucking degree and maybe one picture of a face picture, but yet as opposed to having bare naked, half naked pictures of herself on the internet, I think I'll take the latter.
You know, that's a great little scenario that you just posed. Hey, how would I rank a chick that has a video on Instagram of her twerking versus an Instagram picture of some chick's degree? And that's a tough one. I got to think about that because the degree, she's taking a picture of her degree, that tells me that she's probably been indoctrinated in this this Western culture where it's like, oh, you got to go out there, you get a degree, and be a boss babe and all that stuff. So that's kind of a red flag. I mean, it's a good thing. It shows that you were able, to succeed in higher levels of education to some degree. Even though, I think that like if we looked at everyone that walked out of school with a degree, not just based on what the degree is, just any fucking degree. Yeah. Then is it really, like how much are we going behind that, right? But
sure,
you keeping that in mind. You juxtapose that to the woman or the chick that's twerking. Now, I don't know much about her besides the whole twerking fact. So if I had to choose between one of the two, you're saying that it's a no-brainer. You're choosing a degree, and I don't know. I think it's a pretty close call because again, that whole degree, I know it comes with that. I have a degree. I'm a PhD. I know it comes with that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that doesn't mean anything. All that is going to be more headache for you as a man because you can't tell her nothing. You know what I'm saying, because I have a degree, because of that same degree that she's so proud of, and the Bible says pride goes before destruction. So that same shit that she's so overwhelmingly proud of, that's going to be the downfall of your relationship. At least with the girl twerking, I don't know. She might have the same issues. She may have the same woes, but I don't know. So because I don't know, I'm more in the dark. I'd rather take my shot in the dark than take at least what I know is not going to work out with me.
Yeah, nah. Like I can't rock with a woman that is literally openly running around with a for sale sign on her neck with those types of pictures.
No, we're talking about. Well, hold on. We're talking about one. We're talking about two Instagrams.
Correct.
Each Instagram has one post.
I didn't say one post. I said she's got pictures of her twerking on Instagram. I said I would take that. I wouldn't take that. I said I would take a girl with a face picture and her degree over a woman with her twerking and pictures of her on the internet. On Instagram.
Well, one of the best things about the world that we live in is we have options, and not, my option would be to not choose any one of them. Because if she has, if it's one post, okay.
If we're gonna,
I don't know. Maybe she did with her fucking friends in college or just her friends, whatever. Hey, you know what? Whatever. I've done some shit that I'm not proud of. But you know what? If that's riddled on her goddamn Instagram, like AKA that's who she is, that's a completely different scenario.
Yeah, I'm not saying it has to be 100 pictures of her. I'm saying it could be 10. It could be 5.
If it's 2, that's too many.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it could be 2 from 5 years ago. If it's still on your page,
too many.
We're our age.
Yeah, no, too many.
Like you're not based. That's what I'm saying. Is that, like, I'm not saying I want either. Right? I'm not saying I'm gonna like run to the pulpit and be like, yes, I got the one with the degree. I got the one. Because let's be real, on a level of things that I care about, whether or not you have a degree or not is not one of those things that's gonna inherently make me more aroused to you. I'm just gonna take it as note. Like, I'm gonna first make sure I'm attracted. First, make sure you're feminine. First, make sure you're friendly. First, make sure you have some semblance of health where you actually, because I'm a guy that's now, that cares about what's going into my body. I want the woman that comes into my life, I want them to be nutritional, right? No, sorry. Yeah. Because I want my kids, right, to be able to go down a path, and as well as our family to go down a path of nutrition with nutritional values intact. So if you have these different things, right, you're on the path to, getting healthy, you have all that going on. And then you have a degree, right? That's like 5. I just came that's like maybe 5 or 6. You have a degree. You went to college. Cool. But that's not, my dick's not getting hard because you went to college, right? The arousal's not there because you went to college. You telling me that you got a degree in psychology is not going to make me go.
Okay, so let's bring it back to the question that I posed earlier, because I think that's ultimately what this conversation is about. Is it about the booty or is it about the brains?
No, it's about the beauty first. Beauty is primary. Beauty gets you in the door. If you don't have beauty, I don't really care what your brains are talking about. Sorry. It's like any job application. And I know women out there, the misogyny, click for, if I had a misogyny button, I'd press it. Okay, cool. But like,
is it misogynist to say that? I don't.
No, it's not. I'm being facetious. I like that word you use. But like, if I look at myself, right, as a man of value, right, because I'm confident in myself, and I say to myself that I look at myself as a corporation,
which you are,
right? So do I want someone? Essentially, it's an application to be with me. Am I going to sit here and say like, oh, I want all these different raring qualities that can't do shit for my corporation? How much money you make, right, does nothing for my corporation. I've already built if we're getting to the point of seriously talking and having a conversation of courting, that means that you are somebody I think about bringing onto my path. I don't care about your ability to earn income, because the path that I see is that you're going to be able to be in your feminine. I'm going to be able to be in my masculine. Does that say that you're not going to be working? You're just going to be some bum bitch that just sits? No. So that way we can skirt tail these extremes. If you have something that you enjoy and love doing, do that. But am I going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, go do that job that you hate? Go listen to this man that you hate. That's not me, right? Go listen to these orders from some man that you have no attraction to, no attachment to whatsoever, and be in a job 9 to 5 that you absolutely cannot stand? Or would I rather you go ahead and skirt tail the 9 to 5, go do a job that you go do something that you love, and have it that way, right? If it makes money, awesome. But if it doesn't, I'm not going to leave you because it does not make money, because I do not care. I'm not looking for your money. Your money is your money. My money is our money. That is it. That is the way that it has always been. So for people to act like they're going to be running around with their men, telling them, oh baby, can you let me hold $500, like they are going to still be aroused by those men, is just cap. It's capitalistic Rex. It is unbelievably, undeniably the most capist thing that I've ever heard, and that is this feminist, third wave feminist, because you always got to differentiate, this third wave feminist nonsense. Men want women that can earn their own. Men want women that are independent. Men want women that can earn, that can have their own. What does independence mean? On your own. If we're in a relationship, you're not on your own. Why would I care about independency traits when we're together? Common English language. But you know what it is? Because people take the English that we all know from Webster's dictionary and they warp it and turn it into their own English. And that's why you see anytime we have a conversation on Facebook, we're like, well, no, you said this. And knowing what this word means in Webster's, This is why I am able to retort your argument. Oh no, but that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant, though. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't. No. I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like this. BITCH. There is only one meaning. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. There's only one meaning, maybe two or three, but none of those meanings are what you were trying to portray in your hopeless soliloquy that you provided to me online, right? So that is why it's very difficult for men. And this conversation right here that we, we were trying to portray for you guys. It is very clear, right? There is, and I'm not gonna say all women, right? Because I guess that that way I can reiterate this because we never said all in this conversation, but just to make sure it gets hammered home, most of y'all, right, the ones that are perpetually single, have absolutely no idea what men want. You think you know what men want, but no, you've essentially made yourself into the man that you want to date. And last time I checked, heterosexual men don't want to date other heterosexual men.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to date a man. So why do you think that being like me is going to get you me?
No.
Go be with some dude that is more feministic. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all don't want feminine men.
Exactly.
Now I got a problem with men being like women nowadays. But y'all do everything. I don't say all of that, but y'all do everything in your power to be like men and wonder why you're single perpetually.
Exactly.
Wonder why you're voluntarily single. You're not. You're not.
Mulan was 1 in a million. Okay, she found her 1 in a million. Y'all all can't be Mulan because if all y'all was like Mulan, which y'all are, y'all be single and depressed. Mulan was dead. She was single and depressed until that whole shit happened. And then she fucking came back as the savior. And then when the mother found out, he was like, whoa, wait a second. Using it? I thought you was a nigga, but you's a bitch. But luckily for Mulan, that culture was so strong that she knew ultimately her role. And he knew what her role was to be. So she had a choice to conform to said role, and then they could live happily ever after, and she could be the empress. Or she could not. And then she could go off being like some Mulan Khan, and you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. But
die in some war unnamed and unforgettable. I'm sorry, unforgettable.
But this is why we got to get back to what I was saying before last week, I think it was, when I was talking about movies. We got to do movie breakdowns because even movies like Mulan, there's messages in there.
Yeah,
messages in everything.
Most Disney movies, man.
Yes. And I hope that resonates with especially the women out there. Mainly that part was for the chicks, because y'all got it backwards, you got it twisted. Like, I think y'all can all just go off to war and I'm going to be the savior and all sort of stuff. And then the men are just going to be like, oh yeah, I want her. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Because again, he didn't want her when he found out that she was a woman. He was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Whoa. He kicked her ass out. She had to go. After she saved his life. She saved the nigga's life, and he was like, still gotta go.
And the toxic masculinity in his soul was like, oh man, well, am I supposed to be okay with this? Am I, oh God, I'm gonna get canceled. I'm gonna get canceled in 1300 AD. I'm gonna get canceled.
I'm gonna get canceled by the Huns.
No.
The Huns. They're coming to cancel me.
No, it's
the Huns.
Yeah. It's just.
Hold on, I gotta get my chart. Keep talking.
Yeah, no, it's the misandry for me. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know. I'm at a point, guys. You know, just out
for myself.
Yeah, I don't expect them.
Yeah, we make money together. We work together.
Chat, do you guys see? This is crazy.
Look, but not everything's gonna work for everybody. You're giving advice like if everybody has the same mindset. That's what works.
See, this is the problem, right? What will happen a lot of the times is that whenever someone gives a retort, they'll give it to them only utilizing their thought process, their life experience as a basis to say this is how the world views things. If their podcast has some semblance of followership, that means that their viewpoint is not only particular to them individually, which is why they're speaking on a balance of probability and in generalities. That is how the world works. We do not operate from a world of the exception. This girl and a lot of the other girls, what they love to do is use counter arguments for generalities and just say, no. Well, in my life, it's not like this. Well, in all actuality, let's be real. Are you even having these hard conversations with your man? And do you possibly think that your man, knowing the type of energy that you persist, is going to want to give you an honest answer? Look at how you guys are reacting to when he's giving you a general fact that men want on a balance of probabilities. Most men want a woman that is submissive, that is feminine, and that is friendly. And y'all didn't even let him finish. This is not, these women are young, but this happens in circles of our age group. So it's very, it's very problematic, and why men lie. This is why men lie, right? This is the big reason why men do not tell the truth ever, because this is the type of energy you get back.
Generally speaking, the foundation
let me ask you a question.
Relationship starts.
Is there a problem? Is there a problem with men lying?
No, I don't think there's a problem with men lying. Again, I don't lie. If I'm going to do that argument, I don't lie because I understand that I'm not, like, whether or not this end result happens, I'm not pressed. Exactly. But I understand, right? And this is why men do lie. Yeah, but this is why this is how logic works, right? And I think that's a beautiful question that you're asking. And this is the beautiful thing about logic. I can sit and go, well, I don't need to do that because I have a sense of value to understand, hey, look, if you don't like the truth that I give you, right, that's unequivocal, right, that's on you. Like, it's okay. Like, I'll be all right. Like, I don't need to have sex with you. I don't need to be pressed about whether or not we have relations. Do I understand that for a lot of men, right, we just did a podcast last week on how men are more single now than they've ever been before, without a myriad of options. So can I understand why a man would elect to not go this route, right, where you see all of this energy, right, all this negative energy where you're definitely not going to get cheeks because you may not know how to handle the situation, right, with a sense of frame. You're just going to say, you know what, fuck it. I love the fact that you have a career. I love the fact that you're independent. I love the fact that you have a degree. I love the fact that you can do everything on your own. I love the fact that you always got something to say. That is what men are going to do to get sex. Men have to lie, because if you want sex on a balance of probabilities, if you do not have the game to be able to tell the truth and not give a fuck and walk away, you're not going to get what you want.
Yeah, no.
Like, you're just not, because
women lie too, though. They lie, and it's called makeup.
Well, yes, but again, remember, that goes back to what I said earlier. What women want is seen as the right way. What men want is seen as the wrong way, right? But we don't get shamed. We get told that we're being or we're being discriminatory. We're being told that we're being misogynistic. But when women walk around openly with lies on their face, knowing full well that a lot of them do not look like this when the makeup comes off.
Nah, they don't make up like that.
We don't go around going, oh, well, y'all just lie all the time. Y'all wear makeup. We don't go around walking around with signs going, all women ain't shit because y'all wear makeup.
Well, first of all, if you really want to break it down, all right, makeup, fake eyelashes, implants, whether it's breast or booty implants, you're wearing heels, making it seem like you're taller than you are. Like, you're wearing extensions. You got hair dye. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. You are not who you claim or portray yourself to be. That's just not it. You know what I mean? Like, if you went to prison for 30 days and then I went to pick you up, will it be the same girl I met that night at the club, or am I picking up someone different? You know what I mean? So it's always interesting to me when women try to make that case or that point. It's like, oh, men lie and deception and all sorts of stuff. And I'm not sitting here saying that it's like, intrinsically like okay or whatever. The games are going to be played. Hey, games are played, and that's just how it is.
The rules are made, and guys are following them.
Exactly. So, if you're all playing the same game, don't try to call out this. Like, for instance, if we're playing basketball and like you keep carrying, but I keep double dribbling. Like if you call me for my double dribble, then I'm gonna call you for your carrying over and over and over again. We're not gonna get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's either we choose to play this game or we don't, because we can't play the game if we're gonna continue like that. You get what I'm saying, Mike?
No, I absolutely understand, but that's the double standard that we live in, right? It's that the rules. Well, sorry, these are one of the double standards that women enjoy, that they love to complain about, right? But men don't complain, right? I don't even say they don't complain. We don't go on rallies through Congress, right? The streets of Congress, when women are able to get into the club for free, and men have to sit out on the outside of the club looking in. Right, we got to pay that 20, and there's women then getting there for free, right? Just because they're a woman.
Yeah.
No, they don't offer nothing. They're not bringing 200,000 followers of Instagram that they have. They're not paying to when they get in the club, because they know that men are the ones popping the bottles, and they're gonna flock to their section anyway. They're not bringing anything monetary besides those men sitting in the line. And do men sit here and complain about the fact that women get into the club? No, we understand that this is the way of the world. I gotta pay. If I'm going to the club, I'm gonna make sure, if I'm going with a girl, you're not paying. Both of us. That is a double standard. That is sexist. I'm literally paying for you because you're a woman and you have a vagina. If you were my boy, you're paying, my boy. Like, unless you gave me a ride, like
paying, my boy.
Unless you gave me a ride from 2 hours away, maybe I'll sit back and go, you know what, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me be all right, you know what I'm saying? Let me look you out this one time. But if we're going on a trip to Miami, Ninja, we all paying to get in this club. So yes, the world is sexist, and I think that is something that a lot of modern women cannot wrap their minds around, is that they think that everything that ails them is sexism, when in all actuality, everything around us on men, there are things that benefit women. There are things that benefit women at the behest of men, where men are at a disadvantage, and there are things that benefit that benefit men at the behest of women, at the disadvantage for women. This is just the way of the world. But y'all love to get on your pulpits and you love to go on these rants about things that just absolutely are just unequivocally understandable from a universal perspective. Why do we they just want to argue. They just want to argue with the way that the world works, and it's just like you're wasting so much energy. You could be putting that energy into getting a man that you love, admire, and respect, as opposed to sitting back every single time somebody brings a universal truth to the world. You sit there and want to fight it because it doesn't sound good to you. Well, it doesn't sound good that kids in Nigeria are starving from not being able to eat at night. I mean, to be able to eat. It sucks. It sucks that the war in Ukraine is happening. I can't do shit about it. But am I going to sit here and not live a life filled with truth? Just because that there are things in the world happening that are not fair? Grow the fuck up. That is why you guys are single. And before you try to equate like, oh well, Mike, you're single. You're not in a relationship. Well, guess what? Men and women are not the same. We are not the same. We're not the same, because guess what? My options versus your options. You tell me which one of your options actually wants to put a ring on your finger that you actually admire, love, and respect. I could tell you. Because I don't have options, right? I'm an incel. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get myself in trouble here because I know people be watching the podcast. But I am a man of the cloth. And what I know is that anybody that gets the ring from me is going to get a man that they love, admire, and respect. That woman is automatically going to get a man that she admires. So who's winning here?
Good question.
So please stop, don't you, when men walk around, that's why that article was so misleading about, oh, men are more single now than ever before. Yeah, they are. It's because we're not committing to y'all with this fucked up attitude. Fuck, am I going to put a ring on your finger knowing the fact that divorce happens in 50% of the time, that most of y'all think that you deserve a dude of valor and that I'm sorry, of valor and standing when you ask what you provide, you literally talk about the things that you look for in a man as opposed to what he looks for in a woman. Most of y'all, back to the point of the topic, most of y'all don't even know what men want, and yet you think you deserve men of value. It's absolutely perplexing, man.
Back to the ultimate point to bring it all together is, I
gotta go to a fantasy draft.
The overwhelming majority of women do not know what men want, and by men I mean like actual men, like men of substance, men that actually have
the traditional men that they say that they want.
Exactly. They don't know what they want, and they don't care to know. But again, I don't have an issue with that because they don't have to know. Because like I said last week, like with the Back to the Future thing, like when Doc said to Marty, "Hey, Marty, doesn't matter. We can leave. I think her name was Jennifer. We can leave Jennifer here because once we do what we got to do, she's not even going to notice anything change." And that's just the reality of it. At the end of the day, do I expect women to actually give a fuck about what the hell men want? No. Now, for the wives out there, or at least the woman that's proclaiming to want to be wives, the expectation should be there. Like, hey, she should at least know that when I get home, I don't like to, I like my space for like 5 minutes. Let me change my clothes and all this stuff and yada yada. Stuff like that, like basic stuff. But as a whole, like, no, man, like, no. Why the fuck should they care? Especially with the way society is now. Why should they care? But does that help their case? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So I don't want women to be like, oh yeah, why the fuck should we care? No, I'm not saying it for that. I'm just being honest. You can embrace that if y'all want to, but it's not going to help you ultimately, because what you want innately is to actually be a mother, to be a wife to a husband. You know what I mean? And not any of these other like weird queer relationships, where you're a wife to a wife. No, a wife to a husband. That's what you want. So, as this stream comes to an end, I want the key takeaways to be for men, like, guys, what's most important is what's most important to you. You dictate what goes on in your life. You dictate who you allow into your life. Again, like I said before, I got on my knee and asked my wife to marry me.
Mm-hmm.
So the burden to perform is on her, not me. You understand? So does that mean that, hey, you should be, divorce happy? No. You should do your due diligence in vetting out the woman that you decide to get on that knee for.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people, the women that we just saw, and I use that term very loosely, that we just saw on that screen,
the females,
yeah, they're not going to find what it is that they say that they want.
Yeah, they're going to be perpetually single.
They're not, they're not, and I'd bet that maybe one will, but it might have been like 10 of them. So 10% success rate. Hey, all right, you want to hang your hat on that and knock yourself out, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I know also, sometimes people say, oh, my co-host is single, but there's a huge difference between him being single and if he were a woman. There's a huge difference. And if y'all don't get that yet, you're just not going to get it.
No, they don't want to accept that.
You're just not going to get it. Again, if I left my wife tomorrow, I'd be better off than she would be back in the dating realm. Mm-hmm. That's just the reality of it. I'd be like fucking Jordan when he came back and wore the 4-5. You know what I'm saying? But that's it, guys. And for the ladies out there, look, I feel like it's the same message every week. Humble yourself. Don't be like the chicks in that video. The one bitch didn't speak English, but she knew enough to be like,
So we know what I'm saying? We need to be equal.
Bitch could have stringed together 2 English sentences, but she knew to scrunch her face up.
She knows equal partnership. She knows all those buzzwords. Look, guys. I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all. at the end of the day, this podcast is for you guys, right, to see the nonsense that exists out in the world. Yes, do I understand that these women are not a beacon of what, or a full representation of the woman that exists in America? I understand that. Like I said before, Miami is a whole nother animal from a dating perspective. But the problem is that the hardware might be different, meaning the place, the realm with which they exist, but the software, the talking points, the knowledge base, the actual the ability to logically come to a reasonable conclusion, all is the same. I don't say all, but sorry, the majority of them are going to talk like this. You guys can say all you want. It could be from the girl that goes to church every fucking day. Her standards and the way that she speaks is going to sound relatively, maybe not as non-based as these females that are on the panel, but to some degree she's going to have, if she's brought up in a certain way to be her own boss and be her own, she's going to hold that man of God that she wants to be in her life to a whole nother degree. What is not to say that it's bad or wrong, is neither here nor there. What I am saying is that, men, you need to take it upon yourselves to put yourselves in leadership positions, because what you are obviously able to see in 1080p is that most women have absolutely no idea what men want, nor do they care. Like my co-host said, they don't have a fucking need in the world to care. They are not the pursuers, right? When you are the gazelle, you don't give a fuck what the lion is thinking. You just know, I see a lion, I'm out. You get the fuck out. You don't care about where the lion nests. You don't care about where the lion sleeps at night. You don't care about his mating patterns. You don't care about whether or not he's exposed. You just know, I don't want to be around this lion. I'm out. I'm out of here. So when you live in that world of privilege, and men, you need to understand that when they're in this world of privilege, they really don't give a fuck what you have to say.
No.
And anything you say is really word salad. But guess what? This is why being a leader and being a man of value holds the utmost weight, because when they choose to act like that and think that they deserve your commitment, you have the foresight and the ability to say, hey, no. If you want this, you better understand what I want. If you want the commitment from me, you're going to have to understand that there's a bunch of dudes in your DMs that you don't give a fuck about. The last time I checked, you're the one that's looking for my commitment, not the other way around, right? Because if it was truly up to me, we could do this dance till the end of time. But for me to give you something that you're ultimately looking for, that security that you're looking for, well, hey, look, that comes with understanding the other side of the spectrum, and not just some nonsense dribble that you get from 11 and 17 magazine. If you're gonna allow women to run your way of thinking with this feministic nonsense, you are going to end up in relationships that are non-fulfilling and that are full of chaos. All right, guys. So that is my word. I hope that you guys are taking note as to the responses and the faces that, as to for some of the answers, so that way you can get a feeling of, this is when you talk about these things, don't be scared to say what you want. Right? Put yourself in a position where if a woman says, she's giving these faces, you say, all right, cool. And you make one or two decisions. You're now going to either get relationship attention or sexual attention. Mm-hmm. If you want to act like one of these modern women where you could give a fuck less, and you just think that my brains are all that you think about, or all that you care about, or you want to say that all that, saying you want me to be independent and I want, that's what you want. Cool. I want you to be recreational use only. How about that? Because last time I checked, I don't want to date a woman that is a headache. And last time I checked, independence, if you want to be independent, you can be independent from me. Yeah. On your own. Live your life. Right? Like, I'm not trying to be in a relationship, and you men should not be trying to be in a relationship with someone who's already going in saying, well, you know what, I bring value to you because I could be by myself.
Yeah.
Think just think on that, guys. So when you're sitting across from that girl on that date, you already know, man. You already know what to do, right? Clap your cheeks and then block her. So I'm just like, oh my god, I'm just playing. Oh man, yeah, man, fuck it. So guys, this was our episode. This was the bundle of misogyny that we project to give you guys. I hope you guys tune in for the duration of this podcast episode. I think we dropped a lot of gems. I think we brought you guys enough insight to be able to take on your everyday, and I really want you guys to take a step back and at the end of the day understand your true value, and I want you guys to understand that your commitment holds weight, right? So the woman that you deal with, as my co-host said, needs to be vetted properly, and she needs to understand that you are the key to this relationship getting knocked off the ground, because guess what? Women control sex, men control relationships. And with that, that's all I had to say. Anything on before we drop this off?
That's all she wrote, brother.
All right. Thank you guys again for joining us. You guys can follow us on our Instagram page at Moss Media _615 for our IG, where you guys can drop us in our messages, in our DMs. You can drop us topic points that you want us to cover or things that you would like for us to discuss. We have our own Instagrams. Mine is at Q Fusion, not K Fusion, Q Fusion. Okay, mother effers. QUEFUSION. The links will be in the description below.
Yes. All right. Great job. I will check you later.
Peace fingers. Live free and power and prosper long. Is that what Spock said?
That sounds good.
Are you sure about that?